film is now the movie. 5 diametrically opposed teams of college students are challenged to compete in a grueling all-night game. Midnight Madness. It's about
girls.
David Naughton, Stephen First, Eddie Deason, Debra Clinger,
I thought you'd never ask.
Dirk Blocker.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
See them match wits in a game that could only be played at night. Experience Midnight Madness for the most fun you can legally have in the dark.
Welcome to everyone brave enough to listen to the Medfield College Film Society. We're still here. We're still still a society that watches movies made by Walt Disney Productions. You know, there's Snow White, The Seven Dwarfs, there's Bambi, all the great ones. You know, you got Mary Poppins. And there's season 7. It's Miller time. We're looking into these movies that were executive produced by one Ron Miller or made under the purview of his leadership at the Walt Disney Company. And I'm going to call this meeting to order with my society members. We're going to introduce them one by one. He is Mr. Miller time himself, the Ron Miller apologist till the end. Michael, how have you fared this season so far?
Great. Doing great.
And the mastermind of it all, the president, the founder of our society, the person who has created this wonderful scaffolding we're experiencing. Robert, how are you holding up?
I'm just giddy with excitement. That's all I can do, is just giggle. That's all I've been doing here.
And he who must not be blamed, the guy that is aboard the satellite of love, getting all of this just strapped to the chair and his eyelids open. It's Mr. Andy Brown. Andy, how are you faring?
MEATMACHINE, meat machine.
Guys, I think we've come to a point of equalization here. I think we're experiencing the same thing. I think that the experiment has worked.
Yeah, definitely. There's no placebo in this trial. This is all full
this is
speed
hard stuff. Hard stuff.
It's the hard. Well, and when we were warned, I mean, Michael warned us, because you've seen this, right, Michael? Before.
Michael said, "Don't touch the hot stove."
Yeah, don't touch the hot. But the fans, this is like the most requested movie, maybe besides The Cat from Outer Space, that we've had. I mean, people have been asking for this one for years.
Michael, what are we watching?
We are watching the 1980 Disney. Well, I'm not even going to say Disney because the movie doesn't say Disney. The 1980 Made by Somebody movie, Midnight Madness. Midnight Madness, folks. Midnight Madness. This movie was written and directed by a pair of talents named Michael Nankin and David Wechter. It stars, I guess you could say that. I mean, in it, the camera is pointed at David Naughton, Debra Clinger, Eddie Deason, Brad Wilkin, Maggie Roswell of Simpsons voice acting fame, Stephen First, and Michael Fox, the jailess Fox, in his first film appearance. Yeah, I got nothing to say about this movie because there is nothing out there about this movie. Yeah, released not under the Disney banner because they wanted to appeal to teens. So they say. I think they were just ashamed. And there you go.
I've got a potential circumstantial factoid for you. I think you could could put two and two together. College basketball's Midnight Madness, which I thought of a lot. That was a big institution, as we grew up on Tobacco Road, where the season would start with the first practice at midnight. Yeah. The first one was the Kentucky Wildcats men's basketball team in 1982. You think there is a connection here? I think it's highly likely.
I think that needs to be investigated, because I think you may be right. Well, this movie is unbelievably based on a real thing that happened. That was a thing in the Bay Area, a kind of clue race kind of deal. And so it was a thing. So that is amazing if it did influence the college basketball.
That's so funny, because we will talk about this movie tonight, but it does have this feel of the Bay Area, in that it reminds me of the kind of kind of devil may care early computing type of person, being the maker of the race. It reminds me of somebody who might be out in his garage working late at night.
Listen to Fleetwood Mac. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I can see it.
That's a good call. It does have that sort of vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a vibe. All right.
Had anybody seen this film?
Me, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy, had you watched Midnight Madness?
I feel like I had not seen Midnight Madness, but I feel like I had seen Midnight Madness, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in our lives, there always comes a Midnight Madness. It may not be the actual Midnight Madness.
That's right. It may be named something else. I don't know. So many other movies of this ilk. But yes, this is the first time for me.
Okay. Well, I think we should just jump right in, because I think this is going to take a while to process. So, Michael, I'm going to hand it to you. Will you take us into the world of Midnight Madness?
Come see how good a night can be. Are you ready for a brand new game? A brand new game. Come take a chance and play with me, and you're never gonna be the same. When Midnight Madness starts to get to you, doesn't matter what you say, doesn't matter what you do, you gotta play. Just when you think you've had your fun and you're ready to say goodnight, don't say goodnight. You'll find the fun has just begun, 'cause the game's gonna last all night. When Midnight Madness starts to get to you, doesn't matter what you say, doesn't matter what you do, you gotta play.
Yes. Oh, it's a mad world, this madness at midnight. No Buena Vista opening.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, come on, guys.
What's up with that?
Almost, again, as if they're embarrassed of something. They don't stick Buena Vista on there. Maybe the first time that's happened, with no Disney or Buena Vista up front. Instead, we open on the bleak, smoggy skyline of Los Angeles. But then, bam, we get an orchestra sting. And the scene cuts to a nighttime view of Los Angeles. And Midnight Madness pops up on the screen in a very odd font.
Maroon cartoons. Oh,
Yes.
man, that really scared the snot out of me, because my volume was a little bit louder than I thought it was. And it just really frightened me.
Because it really is like a Monty Python style orchestra sting.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I was just like, ah!
The Midnight Madness font it gave me like 90s kind of vibes.
Yeah, it's like the like Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Like Pee-wee's
adjacent.
Playhouse. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought of that. Like Spoodles.
Zine.
Yes.
What was the one? Night of the Tentacle is the font that I thought of.
Wow.
Oh, well, there you
So,
go.
a little font reference. I like it.
So we get Waka Chicka Waka music starts to play as we cut to the daytime, back to the day. couple of shapely ladies are roller skating down the sidewalk.
Oh, that's always a good opener.
Yeah, always. You lead with your strengths. They're parading around the grounds of some kind of school or institution, some of which is the actual Disney lot outside the old animation building.
Medfield College.
Yes. Medfield. Yeah, they scoot on down to Medfield College to make an appearance. We never do find out what this institution, what this college is.
No.
It's never given a name.
Well,
moving right along. Yeah.
They're wearing what looks like Medfield football jerseys, though.
Oh, well, it's probably just because they had in the warehouse or whatever.
They had the red with the lightning bolts and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
We are an established organization here, and I think we have the power to be able to say that we're going to say it. This was Medfield.
This is Medfield. Annex it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. There's enough evidence here, I think, to do that. Yeah.
Do we want to claim? Yeah. I mean, yeah,
that's a good point.
Let's claim it.
It's okay.
We'll claim it now. It is because this is something that would happen at Medfield. Let's be honest.
Certainly.
Dexter would be
in the 70s,
10 years earlier.
Late 70s, but not back in the 60s.
Yeah, there's a lot of dark corners of Medfield, and this is just one of them.
Exactly.
This is after Hawk took over.
Yes. Yeah, this is what happens. This is what happens. It's an alternate universe where Hawk.
This is like, the Biff Hawk version. Yeah.
A lead up to Flubber.
Yeah. Oh, yes. It's the bridge between the original movies and between Flubber. For sure. So they're skating around, and people are milling around everywhere doing their thing, and the ladies are skating, and they're very pleased with themselves. They're Eloy vibe about them. They're just sort of
above it.
I'm already confused. I don't feel like it's going to get rectified. That was my feeling right out of the gate.
No. There's no explanation to any of this.
It starts off with mystery, and the Midnight Madness song continues to be sung in the background. Let's talk about this song. This is quite a banger.
I thought it was a banger. I was enjoying it.
Yeah. I think I got no notes on the song. Is the least of my problems.
I looked up, I don't remember where I was looking at reviews of this, but somebody was like, my main complaint is that the song was stuck in my head for like a week afterwards. So it does get in there.
Yeah, I've been humming it. So
we find ourselves at a football field, maybe Medfield, maybe not, who knows, but definitely Medfield. One jock comes over to the sideline during practice and dumps a bottle of unlabeled Gatorade or something on his head.
Which gross.
Yeah, ew. Big ew.
But also the glass bottle. That was nice.
Yes.
All right,
I remember that. Yeah.
Bring it back. Sustainability.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I guess they got away from it because they had coolers with ice, and you don't want glass coolers with ice.
Yeah, that's true.
They get shattered. Yeah.
Although, especially if you're shattering everything of glass you come across all the time.
Yeah.
That's true. This was an era for that.
Yeah, and a movie for that, especially.
All the lead in the atmosphere. Yeah. Just so anyway, the roller skating ladies coast up and hand this football guy an envelope, and he seems confused. He looks at it with confusion as we gaze on in confusion as well. We follow the skaters. They continue to distribute these mystery envelopes around campus. They've got a whole handful of envelopes. They're different colors. So they visited a nerd. It's Eddie Deason. He's reading Robert's Rules of Order in an empty room.
Which,
as you do. And they give him one, and he shoos them away. He's not interested in the foxy ladies. He's like, no, I'm reading Robert's Rules of Order. So they go back by the animation building and some other institutions. They arrive at a sorority house that's preparing for a membership rush party. Hand an envelope to a lady there, and she's confused as well. Meanwhile, Flounder from Animal House is sitting at Mel's drive-in and having some sort of mental breakdown, banging on his car horn while he crams food and a milkshake into his gaping maw.
Don't get me started on the mental breakdowns. What is this scene?
It's just a unhinged tantrum of mania or something.
And it's never
No,
Why?
it's never explained why. It's like you're not. I guess they weren't getting him his food fast enough, but he's apparently displeased with his burger when it arrives. The lady like skates out with his burger. He takes off the top bun and looks at it and throws it at the waitress like, "Buh!" And then he knocks his entire food tray off the side of the car, dumping everything into the parking lot. Buh.
Yeah.
He's fat. You get it?
Yeah.
This is again underscored. He gets like a huge handful of French fries and is just like cramming them at his face.
The eating
when the
in this
envelope
movie,
ladies arrive, they give him an envelope too.
The eating in this
the eating in this movie is so disturbing,
So messed up, and the Foley, like it's always got like bad sound to go along with it.
That's how I was like, somebody was like, it's clearly being like another movie, and I was like, what, Magical Mystery Tour? Like, what's
yeah, exactly.
Just
she brings out a big shovel.
Weird. The eating guys.
Why does he knock over his full tray of food into the parking lot to face the waitress?
Doesn't.
Because it's your food, dude.
There's lots of waitress abuse in this movie too.
There's a lot of just female abuse in general, and as we will continue to see. Ladies, they're still skating. They skate past the counseling office, where freshman counselor David Naughton is giving advice to some nerdy guy about how to get into a waitlisted class. He's like, go sit on the teacher's porch and don't leave until they let him in your class or something. The guy's like, okay.
This just made me have a PTSD of advising and how much I hated that.
So bad.
Were you an RA, Jeff?
No, I was being advised.
Oh,
And
okay.
just the institution of it, I did not have a good experience.
Nor did I. I was ill served in many ways. Gee whiz. Yeah. PTSD is right. So the ladies show up and ask for Adam Larson, which is David Naughton's name. He's Adam Larson. They've been asked somebody asked us to give you this envelope. He's like, who's it from? The sender prefers to remain anonymous at this time. It's a mystery. So later, it's nighttime. We see the Hollywood Tower Apartments, which is a real place.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, part inspiration for the Hollywood Tower Hotel.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, literally around the corner from where I lived in Hollywood.
That's true.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, Adam comes walking up. He's looking at his envelope.
Just real quick. How did they get all these locations to sign up for this?
I don't know.
I was like, especially the end. I'm like, how did they get it? Anyway,
I don't know. There are locations and corporations involved in this movie that I don't know how they got the sign off.
Yes, there are. I was wondering that for several scenes.
So Adam's looking at his envelope, looks at the apartments, looks back at his envelope, and goes inside. He goes to a room. One of the skating girls answers. He goes inside. He finds the 4 other letter recipients waiting in a sort of. I mean, it's this movie's trying to be Animal House. It's like an Animal House room. I mean, it's got stuff around it. It's got a Connect 4. I noticed, which was earlier than I thought Connect 4 existed, but it's there. Yeah, the 2 ladies are there. They're like the ushers or whatever. Anyway, the letter had invited him to the most challenging adventure of his life, he says. He's very confused. So everybody sits down. The ladies turn out the lights, open up a movie screen that's hanging from the ceiling, and start a slide projector for a presentation. A very faux serious voice talking about since the dawn of time, man has played games.
That was my second biggest laugh of the movie. I really had a genuine laugh at that one.
I did. Yeah. I enjoyed that too.
Not as
I had
much
hope
as
at this
when
point that maybe there'd be some comedy throughout.
That was good. That was really good. Strong start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kind of doing a like faux retrospective of like play throughout history or gaming throughout history, but there's never been any true great innovation until now. Now things are going to change. You've been invited to this glorious event. So the voice introduces the person who's made this all possible. The lights turn on, the curtain rises, and some real skeezy looking dude comes forward, wheeling forward in an armchair. And the assembled crowd obviously knows who this is. We don't know, but they do. Because they all say, Leon.
Yeah. We missed the other movie that explains how they all know each other and know Leon.
Clearly, we missed the Leon prequel because Leon is well known to all and apparently should be to us as well. But
can I just say that Leon looks like to me, maybe that shows where I hang out. Leon looked like a very modern person. Like
yes.
I could see Leon being, you know, walking down the street in Carborough tomorrow.
Totally.
At the same time, a young Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. or Larry David.
Or Allen Ginsberg.
Yeah, or Allen Ginsberg. Yes.
It can be all of these things and more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes to all of those. And yes, very modern. Everybody else has sort of feathered hair and stuff, and he's just kind of keeping it real. Anyway, Leon says he's inviting the 5 people that he is invited to compete in his latest creation, the ultimate game, the Great All-Nighter. Each of the 5 invitees is to lead their own team, which they will choose. He has one of his ladies pull down a chart to explain the rules. It's pretty simple. Everybody gets a clue, which will lead them to a next location where they will get another clue, which will take them to another location, so on, so on.
So, I mean, we touched on it, but like, there's so many confusing questions about Leon, let alone his look. Like, I mean, obviously he's of a certain, religious persuasion, as being Larry David, Bernie Sanders, Allen Ginsberg. But he also has beautiful women hanging around him for some strange reason.
Yes, he's got these couple of like ladies who are his like fly girls or whatever, who just like drape over his shoulder, like one on each shoulder. He gives that sort of like 7th year senior kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
He's the Matthew McConaughey figure.
Matthew McConaughey, Midnight Madness.
In Midnight Madness. You got the feeling that he's a guy who's been around a while and he's like the guy in the World War II movie who's like, has the, a crate of cigarettes and stuff underneath the floorboard of his cabin or whatever. He's just the guy who knows things, knows how to get things. But yeah, questions that will never be answered, but it's left to us to fill in the blanks. Anyway, Leon says the race is to take all night. Whoever gets to the final location first gets a trophy and bragging rights for their group. Like rub it in the faces of everybody else. So the invitees are not having it. They walk out in a rage with a very rah, 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 rah. It's just ridiculous. Leon only smiles. The ladies are so sad. Oh, Leon. Leon smiles, tells his ladies the invitees were carefully selected after a year of study. He knows that by Friday they'll be dying to participate. Leon knows. So we cut to Eddie Deason, who's in some sort of debate over, it's like debate club about whether football players belong in college. And there's like 2 debate teams. There's like the nerds, like the 4 nerds. There are 4 like preppy kids. And then in the audience, there's nobody except for 4 football players. And Deason's raging about how much football players suck and like they're idiots, this and that. So football players are handing out plastic bags. Yeah, Robert?
So this had me flashing back to my college days, I must admit, because I took some debate courses, and a hot topic that was always in these courses was like how much funding goes towards the football program at Appalachian State.
Yeah.
And there were all these urban legends surrounding it. And the room would divide like this. We would have like these little hippies that were usually leading the charge in the class, that football was a big waste of time and energy and money. And, but yeah, so yeah, maybe this took place at Appalachian State too. Who knows?
Well, did they take out a bunch of tomatoes and start throwing them at the nerds?
They never
That's what happens
threw
here.
produce at anybody, but they definitely hurled insults. Yeah.
Should have brought some lettuce and tomatoes.
That's right. Get the cabbage and lettuce out.
Yeah. So this leads to lots of falling down and pratfalls as the nerds are like pummeled with tomatoes. It goes on way too long.
Way too long, Michael.
Way too long. Little sound effects and things to underscore that it's wacky. Anyway, we go to Zeta House, where the sorority recruitment party is taking place. The girl we saw earlier is telling her friend that they may finally have more than 4 members if they can pull it off with this party. Apparently, they're the loser sorority. We're meant to conclude. There are 2 twin girls who are like going to town on like 2 giant plates of brownies or something by a punch bowl.
This stuff was so trippy. The sorority plot line was like, I don't even know what's going on. It felt like this whole act and kind of part of the movie felt like Animal House done by AI. It's like it didn't make sense at all. It felt like it's not like lived at all by a person.
That is the perfect description.
So it's like things happening that are kind of like Animal House, but don't really have any strand. No tie that binds them together.
Tethered to human experience.
Right. Yeah.
So I had to go through this movie once just to get the times for the acts for you all, and I watched it with my 2 sons.
Oh Lord!
At which around this point is when my oldest son goes, "Is this how college is like?" I was like, "It's exactly what it's like." It's precisely. Get ready. This is it right here.
Aren't you stoked now? Aren't you ready to get that scholarship? Get ready to go.
There was always this thing about like large twins doing stuff. I mean, you had these 2 girls. You had what was it, the McCrary brothers, the guys that rode the motorcycles.
Yeah.
I did not understand what was up with these ladies. I mean,
heavy twins.
I didn't get the gag either.
Heavy ladies who all they do is giggle, but giggle in a real fake, insane, deranged, crazy person.
Yes.
It's really disturbing.
It's like anime.
So anyway, they're like chowing down on the brownies or whatever, and so the ladies are like, "Yay, we're going to be a good sorority." And then the football players burst in for some reason that's never explained.
Yes,
they've got a keg, which somehow has like fire hose capabilities. So they like open a portal on the side of the keg and like just hose down everybody at this party. What? What's
I really
happening?
I don't know.
It's wild. It's party. It's party.
Yeah.
The keg portal. I watched an interview with Conan O'Brien today, and he was talking about how if he watches a movie that has a portal in it, he turns it off. He said that's his lazy writing. So there you go. It's case in point. Keg portal. Lazy writing.
You go. Lazy writing. So they just hose down the ladies, and everybody leaves screaming. And the lead lady, who was hoping this party would be a success, is like standing there soaked, yelling at them, says, "This is the last straw." Apparently, there have been previous straws that we have not seen, but backstory, folks. Back at the counseling office, Adam is talking to the same dorky guy whose name is Flinch. And Flinch is complaining about never having a date. So Adam gives him like this big pep talk about he can be a regular Burt Reynolds if he just goes for the gusto. And, you got to believe in yourself and blah, 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 blah. So he ushers Flinch out of the office when another girl named Laura enters. Laura's pretty, and we know this because music kicks in when we see Laura.
She has a ridiculously soft focus on her too.
Yes.
I was waiting for Dreamweaver to kick in.
That's right.
I mean, it was pretty much that. Because Adam
Exactly.
looks like somebody's like hit him with a cattle prod or something. He's so smitten. Again, going back to the handful of amusing things that happen in this movie, I do love the romantic music sting that occasionally hits whenever they make eye contact, when Adam and Laura make eye contact. It's so goofy, but yeah, it's something. Anyway, Laura's like, how long have we been working together? He's like, you've been doing a great job as a counselor. You should do the great all-nighter. And he's like, why? And I say, why? But apparently Laura is really into the idea of the great all-nighter. She gives him like this big pep talk about stepping up to the challenge. He's got to take his own advice, believe in himself. Why? I don't know, but she really guilts him into it hard, and he buckles. He's like, okay. And then she guilts him into asking her to be on his team. She's like, I thought you'd never ask. So at some other house of deviancy, I don't know where, a bunch of giggling idiots are like messing around with some vase.
Man.
Talk about these guys for a minute.
Whoa. I wonder, Robert, if we would have found this like really funny at a specific point in our life, or if it just doesn't make, it makes no sense to the point where we would have even been repulsed by it. But it's borderline.
Maybe 7th grade we would have but I mean, my son is 8th grade and my youngest is 6th grade, and they watched it, and the youngest in the third act was like, okay, I'm good. I think I'm done.
He's a savant though. I mean,
That's true. That's true. I mean, they both like comedy. They can appreciate comedy, but the oldest one's certainly more in line with me and my tastes. But,
well, I mean, the guys are just, I don't think this is a movie for, this movie has really made me make a big turnaround in that I have gotten annoyed with the extent of gray characters in TV shows, and like how everybody has to have like, had to have been like hurt as a child, and they have to show that to make them like everybody's Anakin Skywalker, and it's like, I want sometimes for somebody just to be like a baddie and somebody to be a goodie. Like, I just want it that way some. Yeah. And this movie has made me be like, you know what? I'm fine with how it's gotten, because it's like the nerds are so dirty and these people are so like, bleh. Like, I don't even understand. Like, it's not based in any kind of reality. I don't understand.
Well, every person has one single trait.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Except for like the yellow team, which is just like people.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody else is like an animal, or
the blue team,
that's not fair to animals.
I feel like the blue team, they were trying real hard to be like Animal House, the Delta House.
Yes.
But they were missing the mark big time. Like this kind of slobby and just, but yeah.
I mean, these guys are just standing there going, literally.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is I also watched this film with my family, all of us.
Oh man,
wow,
Andy!
Because I was like, "Hey, you guys want to watch Midnight Madness? It's a Disney movie." Like, okay, so we're all sitting there watching it.
You're trying to get them all. You're trying to turn them on me now. I see what you're doing.
These guys came on the scene, and my whole family start saying, "Hey, that's you! No, that's you!" And so
Nice.
I don't know what that says about my family, but there was a bit of a grounding there.
All right, so the Browns are the blue team. All right, we've established it now.
And I was pretty angry most of the time, so I guess I'm Harold.
You were the perfect. Did you have a giant thing of M&Ms that you were cramming into your mouth?
Yeah, well, marshmallows.
Well, there you go.
No, I wasn't.
So, so while these idiots are like messing around, Flounder's sitting there like cramming M&Ms into his mouth. Then he just tosses a bunch of them on the floor and starts yelling for his maid to come clean it up. His Latina maid, which he like treats in a both racist and sexist fashion for a while.
Yeah, it's like one part Animal House, one part Francis Buxton from Pee-wee.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like they're trying to be like the Hawks, but it's not funny.
So his dad comes out to yell at him. His dad, who's a tightly wound little man. And so we find out Flounder's name is Harold. And Dad takes Harold into his office and like starts yelling at him about getting off his lazy butt and doing something with his life. And he's like, but Dad, it is very Francis Buxton.
Yes.
For some reason, Dad really wants Flounder. Dad's got like a bunch of like it's almost like middle school little league trophies around his desk or something. It's just all these like local trophy shop trophies. But he's like, yeah, I really want you to sign up for Leon's Great All-Nighter. Why does everybody know about the Great All-Nighter? Why does everybody
knows about it? Yeah, everyone's talking about it.
He's like, I don't want you to be shown up by Adam Larson again. Again, backstory. Says Adam is so successful and enterprising. Why can't you be more like him? So apparently Flounder's got it in for Adam because they have a past of Adam being more successful. So Dad's pretty disgusted by Harold, which fair enough, aren't we all? Says you will take place in the all-nighter, and that is final. So we go out to the Disney backlot residential street out by the absent-minded professor's house, where Adam is using reverse psychology to convince his buddy to join the team. His buddy's working on his Jeep, his big old yellow Jeep.
Toyota, man. That thing is awesome.
Not a Jeep.
Yeah, yes. I thought that was interesting.
But they call it a Jeep like multiple times.
They did call it a Jeep.
Yeah.
It's a 76 Land Cruiser.
Did anybody catch a prop department gem, treasures of the Disney prop department?
No.
The guy, the mechanic kid is wearing Wheelie Applegate's hat from Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo.
No way.
Oh, interesting.
Kid you not?
Wow. All right. A little DNA in there.
That's right.
Good luck.
Yeah. Wheelie, the great Wheelie Applegate.
So he's souping up his not a Jeep. And Adam's like, well, I guess your car isn't good enough for So the guy finally relents. He's like, sure, I'll pick you up at whatever. So Flounder's back home convincing his degenerate friends to take part so they can get back at Adam for always looking better than them. And he opens up his garage. He's got this fancy souped up A-Team van that his father bought him for the Midnight Madness thing. So it's going to be their secret weapon for the game. It even has a computer that can solve any clue in 5 seconds flat.
I loved this van.
Like
I thought it was awesome.
Van's pretty sweet. I'll give him that.
It's got the flames.
That is a very nice van.
Flames on the side. It's got the dome on the top for whatever purpose. I don't know, but it's got the dome. It's got a phone.
Imagine parking that out in front of the club, for a gig that night,
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
And you could solve any clue you come across.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're just going down the list. So Eddie Deason's with the debate nerds, convincing them to take part so they can get back at the football players. Football players are at some bar downing beer and pizza because they love beer and pizza, and their leader convinces them to take part to get back at the nerds. Nobody wants to be in the all-nighter, but the leaders all convince them.
But I mean, this has like a chug shot straight out of Animal House, but it's like an uncanny valley. It's like the weird noise of the chugging, the fact of the chugging,
the dipping the folded up pizza in the beer.
Oh, it's so weird. And then they all break their glass. Again, I'm going to go back to my AI thing. It's like that AI over the top thing.
Did they remind you of a certain football family from Shelby, Jeff?
Well, you mention it.
I mean, to be fair, they didn't sit around drinking beer all the time, but they definitely had some of the qualities.
I would say that the lead jock with the feathered brown hair reminded me a lot of Luke Kuechly as well.
Don't you dare put that on Luke Kuechly.
In looks, not personality.
Oh man, yeah, it's like
I have one more note.
uh,
The burping in this era of cinema. It reminded me of the Willy Wonka burping. And it's like, who was doing the burping on this ADR? Like, how was this the burp they had to offer? It's just such a weak burp.
Speaking of ADR, like this whole movie's ADR just about.
Yeah, I mean, it's, yeah. And that filmed around in random places around LA. Yeah. So yes, it's rough. Oh, yeah. It's like, have you ever met real people before, screenwriters?
I don't think so.
Anyway, we go to the sorority lady. She's getting her squad convinced to take part to get back at the football players. Her team includes her friend.
Sorority lady, Maggie Roswell.
Yes.
Which I did not realize. I mean, that's the Simpsons lady. That's, what's her name?
Like
Maud Flanders and Helen Lovejoy.
Yeah.
Did not even know that.
So one person who went on to something.
Yeah.
Yes. And do very well for herself. Sorority lady. So her team, she's got like this redheaded friend who's like small, but has like a violent personality. And it's got Peggy and Lulu, who are the overweight twin ladies who giggle instead of talking.
Peggy and Lulu. That's perfect.
Yeah. Out of Flounder's van, he's getting ready he's hiding marshmallows around the van in various locations. One of his degenerates finds him and asks him what he's doing. And he's trying to create an emergency stash of food because he's supposed to be on a diet. Apparently, because they've got like a woman in their crew who I didn't know who was supposed to be, but apparently it's his lady friend. And she's on him to be on a diet. But so he's trying to hide food because he's a fat, and that's what they do. Hiding the food. He ushers the degenerate out. He goes back in the van. He's got Oreos. This is funny, guys. I don't know if you missed out.
It's very funny.
Very funny.
The girl was the voice of Pizzazz in Jim.
That's really? Right. I didn't look that up. Yeah.
That's
interesting. So back at the counseling office, we're just all over the place here. Laura and Adam are talking about how he wishes they could find another person for the team. They need another person, but Flinch bursts in. Flinch is in a tux. He said he's finally got a date. His mother set him up with someone. He just came by because he wanted to tell Adam that he'd gotten a date. He's excited. Adam goes to the door and sees the girl.
Oh, man.
So I stumbled onto a Where Are They Now blog about this movie. There's a lot of material out there for this movie, by the way, which is weird. And Flinch, unfortunately, poor Flinch is he's doing some hard time right now in Arizona.
Oh,
no. And he'll be released in 2142. Not 20.
Good Lord. What did he do?
Well, let's put it this way. If he could have gotten on Epstein Island, he would have done it.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
Flinch.
He did some horrible things, and he's getting what he deserves, I'm afraid.
2142.
He's not getting out. And then it had a link to his prison profile, which I clicked on and skimmed through it. And man, this guy.
Oh my, I'm reading it now. God.
Yes. Anyway, carry on.
That is unexpected. I did not see that coming. Yes.
Oh God.
But this girl who is, obviously made up to be dramatically gangly, has the most intense set of braces that I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
She kind of looks like Jaws from Moonraker. But anyway, so Adam freaks out because, she's not attractive in a conventional way, and slams the door and says, Flinch, you're coming with us. Which I don't know. She might have been, well, now that I know about Flinch, I don't know, but I was thinking at the time, she may have been about Flinch's speed. Just let him go out with her. But they drag him out of the office in the other direction because, So anyway, we go to Leon, who's wearing a shirt that says Game Master, standing in front of his apartment building with the two ladies. And the players all arrive. The ladies are named Candy and Sunshine.
Nice.
Apparently. They hand out colored team t-shirts. Every team has a color, primary color. And Candy and Sunshine and Leon are going to hold down the fort there at the apartment, which is game control, he says it's called. They're going to have a big map that will be updated as the teams make progress throughout the adventure. The teams are supposed to call in as they go so Leon and his crew can keep things current. Candy and Sunshine hand out the first clue to the teams. The clue is the C is reversed. SS Itari is mixed up and blind. That is the clue. Then there are a series of numbers.
I would just give up. Give up. Like, I quit.
Yeah, you know what? On second thought, I think I got other things that I need to be doing tonight. So.
Yeah. I'm out.
What was the prize? I forgot. Did they ever mention the prize?
And bragging rights.
Okay.
So really valuable. Like if like Leon was like some eccentric, like a tech millionaire or something, and like put some money behind it, I'd say maybe. But I'm not doing this for a trophy, Leon. Get a grip. Anyway, team split up. Football guys, aka the Mean Machine, huddle up.
Meat Machine, wasn't it?
Well, maybe it was Meat. I thought they said Mean Machine, but they have the Meat Wagon, which is their green
it's
VW
meat. It's
bug.
because it's MEATMACHINE.
Yeah, I'm dumb. I didn't pay attention to the fine text of this movie. It is Meat Machine. The Meat Machine drives in the Meat Wagon, which is a green VW bug, and they are the green team. The nerds, who are the white team, take off in matching white electric bikes. And
that was pretty funny too, actually.
Yeah. I'd never seen bikes like that, but I don't know. I don't know what it reminds me of, but it's ridiculous. The insane giggling women get in a red pickup truck in the back of a pickup truck, and Adam and Laura drag Flinch off in his tuxedo into their yellow Nada Jeep. So they all head out on the road like bumper to bumper to each other, and Team Adam's trying to figure out the clue, and there's a lot of talk between the various teams as they try and figure out where they're supposed to see the stars. Each team takes that to mean a different destination, so the caravan splits up. They've all got different places they think they're supposed to go. So back at the tower, Team Flounder's still sitting in their van, and he's playing Pong on the computer. He's doing the tortoise and the hare overconfidence thing. Like, he's like, it's not going to take me any time to figure this out. I can just goof around. So he finally starts putting the clue into the computer, and it spits out an answer immediately, sending him to Griffith Park Observatory with a set of telescope coordinates. So he's a step ahead of everybody else. Leon, for his part, is monitoring a bunch of radios, like dozens of radios and police scanners in game control, while his ladies update the big wall-sized race map. Very cartoony superstar limo map on the wall. Some mean old lady comes into his apartment and unplugs his equipment because the tenants have complained. She's Mrs. Grimhouse, the landlady. She chews him out about his mess and his noise, and she's got eviction papers, says, I'll use them if I get one more complaint about him. Then she calls him a pervert and leaves. That made me laugh. Team Adam's trying to solve the clues. The football players trying to solve the clues. One of them is named Armpit, which is fun.
Made me laugh. Well, that's a good name for a football player. Hey, Armpit.
It's a very of the era Armpit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very. The nerds and the ladies, they're not having any luck. Peggy and Lulu are disco dancing in front of a big crowd while they giggle insanely. They've got a huge crowd clapping for them while they disco dance. This is just like a hallucination at this point.
That's what I'm saying. The Magical Mystery Tour. It feels very, it's like the trip.
So Flounder follows his clue, heads to Griffith Park, and calls into Leon from his van phone. Leon looks stricken that Flounder's in the lead, so he updates his map. Team Adam finally figures out the seeing the stars bit and heads to the observatory too. But they have to convince some belligerent pudgy kid to get off the telescope so they can look. This is a Willy Wonka kid.
Yes.
And he's checking out some babe.
Who's been to the Griffith Park Observatory?
I have. I was going to say I can't believe I've been to a filming location of Midnight Madness.
Me too. Yes.
I can't believe they would let them.
I can't believe they let him film there because this is really like the Foucault's pendulum that they go by. Like, seen all this stuff.
Yeah, that's my question. It was like all this stuff we're seeing here. Like,
it's all like real facility. Although they don't let you go in and start moving the telescope around, which
that made me wonder if like you could look at the telescope at certain times. I mean, you couldn't move it around, but yeah, Venus is 2 moons, guys.
Venus. Yeah, the kid won't play ball and get off the telescope. He calls his cigar chomping dad, says, my kid's here studying Venus for his term paper. And so, of course, as Jeff alludes, the kid is using the telescope to peep on an undressing woman.
At which point my oldest son goes, this is PG, right? And I said, it's supposed to be. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I was sitting there with my kids trying to not say anything comfortably.
Football players arrive. Armpit knocks down a bunch of display cases. Adam finally, the kid's like, I'm going to see Venus's 2 moons. But Adam finally calls the kid's bluff, and he's like, Venus is in the other direction. Nah. And this, I don't know, they wind up scaring the kids off, and the crew moves the telescope to the coordinates. They see an electronic bank sign, an old light-up bank sign that says the next clue, telling them to find the 8,800 keys.
I thought they were using this huge telescope, and they're just like looking across.
Yes, they could have just had like binoculars or something. Yeah. Anyway, the football players are there. Adam tries to throw them off, but they're too stupid to know what to do. So they wind up looking at the undressing lady again. And so, Act 1 mercifully ends, and with it, my watch.
Touch me, hold me, let's forget you told me that you want to go away. Must you hurt me? How can you desert me when I'm begging to stay? What can I say? I need someone new, someone who's not afraid to love me. I pray to the stars above me that someone will come along. But it's you, baby, who are my one desire. How can I deny the fire that burns in my heart for you? Woo! Touch me, hold me, let's fall.
All right, that's a great place for an act break. I thought when I saw the time codes come in, I was like, I figures Robert would give it right there. So yes, back at the apartment, our young Bernie Sanders, Allen Ginsberg, Larry David Leon is in his game center master control with his ladies updating the game board, and there's a knock at the door. And it's Leon's neighbors, led by the voice of Piglet guy. What was his name?
John Fiedler.
John Fiedler. He did a lot of stuff, didn't he?
He did a ton of stuff, yeah.
I can't believe he wasn't on the Andy Griffith Show.
I thought surely he would. I actually looked it up because surely he would have been on Andy Griffith.
Yeah.
So you want to hear what I did for a solid 20 or 30 minutes with this cast? I was trying to cross-reference them to see if any of them had done an Earl Owensby movie, because I just felt certain somebody had a connection to Earl Owensby.
Highly plausible, yes.
But I couldn't make the connection, sadly. But
Yeah. The only
Northwest Passage.
The only Andy Griffith Show person I recognized was the what was her name? The landlord lady.
Oh, really?
She was in the episode where Opie's newspaper. She was one of the. She and Aunt B were talking, and Opie overheard, and then Anyways, so yes, all these Piglet guy comes in, and all this noise coming from Leon's room is bothering them, but then Leon apologizes and invites them in. And one of the tenants is a little sweet old lady. Gets very excited when she sees this big board that she calls a strategy board. And she knows all about strategy boards because she used to work on one back during the war. It was a very sweet story when she was telling it.
Yeah. When I worked for the government back in the war.
Leon explains what's happening, and then we cut back to the blue team, Harold's team. And the computer has already figured out where the next clue is. They're supposed to go to the Los Angeles Piano Museum. Has anybody ever been there?
I haven't been to the Piano Museum. The all-night Piano Museum, apparently.
Right. All these places have some late hours.
Yeah.
But when they arrive, they all hop out of the van and they head inside, except for Harold and his girlfriend, because Harold's stuffing his face full of marshmallows.
The sound is so disgusting.
It is awful. And even my kids were repulsed. They're like, ugh. And his girlfriend, she notices that Harold hasn't gotten out. So she's like checking on him. And she opens the door and he's like, he doesn't know what to do real quick. So he grabs the marshmallows and shoves them into under the computer screen kind of a thing. And so he doesn't get caught. And then she's like, oh, I thought you may have been cheating on your diet. And he's like, it's very clear that his mouth's full of food, but comedy, and we move on. And then, because as they're going in, Harold's girlfriend's talking to him. She's like, you're doing so well in your diet. You might be able to take off your shirt at the beach this summer. And it's just, as Michael said, it's just, another fat joke over and over. Well, the rest of the blue team are just being morons inside, and Harold gets mad at him when he's like yelling at him to find a clue. But about that time, yellow team, Adam's team, they're waiting at a stoplight when they notice Adam's younger brother Scott, played by a young Michael Fox, sporting a very sweet retainer, who's sitting on a bench outside a Greyhound bus station.
The other way.
Adam sees Scott and he jumps out and he looks at it and he sees his tickets headed to San Francisco. And he tells him that I'll take you home, or if mom and dad are out of town or something like that, but I'd take you home if I wasn't in the middle of this thing. So you got to come with me. And it's a really weird scene because Michael J. Fox has no dialogue.
Right.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was like
there's two scenes with no dialogue, and it's like, is he a mute character?
That's what I thought at first.
I did too.
Yeah. But we jump back to the Piano Museum, and Team Blue cannot find the clue at all.
I mean, I'm assuming this Piano Museum is a real place, right?
I mean, maybe. I don't
know. But it's
because they did have a lot of antique pianos,
and they're not just pianos. They had pianos, organs, a harpsichord, all kinds of stuff in there. And Harold's getting frustrated, but that's when two of his lackeys, one's name's Barf, who's that guy. Then there's Emilio. Makes me think of that. Emilio, they start playing a duet of Heart and Soul on the piano and then the organ.
I thought this was maybe the worst thing we've seen yet. Because they start playing Heart and Soul, and the guy's like, duh.
Let's pause for a minute, because which team so far has been the most obnoxious?
That's hard to say.
That is a tough call, man.
Because they're all, whoever wrote this did a good job of making at least the blue, white, and green. Yeah, that's it. Teams.
Then you've got the giggling girls.
Red,
and the red
obnoxious.
Team,
they're all obnoxious.
Yeah.
I mean, the yellow's the least obnoxious by far, but Yeah,
I don't know.
But it's obnoxious that they're like such a counterpart to all these complete like memes.
Yes.
Yellow got on my nerves because it's like so normcore. It's like, what is this supposed to be?
I mean, I think that the blue is probably the getting to me the most at this point.
Yeah, I mean, blue has to be
for sure.
Because white is pretty. I mean, I hate the nerd stereotype, but that's just whatever. And they're
really not in it as much. There's more blue than anything else, really.
For sure.
And green is the second, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I think Harold's even getting annoyed with his own team because he's like trying to smash them with a piano bench.
Yes.
That is until his girl. Wait, yeah, go ahead.
No, I did like that. He's just slowly getting ready to hit that guy with a piano bench while he's playing.
That is until his girlfriend finds the clue, because on a small toy piano it says Leon's theme with these musical notes written out, and his girlfriend thinks that the clue is that the notes of the music, like M-A-G-B-E, and so they write them all down and they take off right as Team Yellow and Adam arrive, and Adam and Harold kind of have this little standoff thing at the door, and then they just kind of, I don't know, one falls down and the other runs by, and it's just a mess as these coming and going, because just then the green football team arrives and everybody's just like going crazy trying to find the clue. Well, Michael J. Fox doesn't want to go into the piano museum because he thinks this whole game is stupid, and he's like he's just kind of standing outside. He's too cool for school.
Lots of brooding going on here with him.
Yes. Sulky. Yeah. Yes.
What's her name? Laura? Is that her name? I think
Laura,
she tries to get him to come in. He's like, no. But then we jump back to Harold, who goes to put the notes into the computer that he has in the van. But the computer's not working now because those marshmallows that he crammed into it earlier have messed it up. And needing his sugar fix, he sees his buddy Milo over there, who has found his cookie stash, and gives him a big smile with cookies in his teeth.
Uh-huh.
Well, back inside the piano museum, the green team, red team, yellow team, and white team are searching for the clue. The green football team notices Leon's piano first, and what do you know? One of them knows how to read music and plays the tune.
I said, I refuse to believe. Well, first, I refuse to believe that the green team made it this far. They could have figured out any of these clues at all.
It doesn't make any sense.
Because they're morons. They're absolute idiots.
Yeah.
So they find it, and he starts playing the tune, and another football player, I think his name's Blaylock, upon hearing the tune, says he knows exactly where that song's from, and he recognizes it as the Pabst Blue Ribbon beer jingle. And says, we got to get to the Pabst Blue Ribbon Brewery.
Man.
And the other teams hear him shouting, and so they're like, okay. And so everybody heads that way. So upon arriving at the brewery, the green team, the football guys, they've all died and gone to heaven, apparently.
Man.
And we hear the Pabst Blue Ribbon song sung with an angel chorus.
I laughed so hard at this. This was my biggest laugh of the movie. I really thought this was like, it was like back in John Landis world all of a sudden, just for a moment.
Totally.
And it was such a moment of reprieve. I really loved it. And the lighting of the building, I don't know if that's its normal lighting, but it was very dramatic and multicolored.
Yeah, that joke landed hard.
It was really good, really good.
I was laughing pretty good here too.
Yeah. Blaylock says, he goes, it's beautiful. Then the yellow team arrives at the brewery just before Adam can put his arm around Laura. Flint slides in, worried that maybe minors may not be able to get into the brewery, and has to take a hit of his asthma medicine. And Adam tells Flint, she's like, hey, you're not, the only way to get anywhere in life is to have some confidence, which is ironic that he's given this advice.
I was about to say, they probably shouldn't have given him any of this advice. Yes.
Yeah, because Adam's struggling with Laura. But anyways, then we cut to the red team sorority girls who are on their way to the brewery, but while sitting in traffic, there's a carnival right next to them. And the two big girls get excited for some reason. I don't know. They had a reason. You guys may have heard it.
I have no idea.
Okay. But they jump out of the back of the truck. And the suspension on the back of that truck really moved quite a bit, if you noticed it.
Yeah.
And the girls, they run into the carnival making that weird chipmunk.
I don't get that.
That laugh. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hated that. I hated the sound that made. That was not fun.
It was really, really annoying and creepy. Yes.
The other two sorority girls pull over on the side of the road to chase after them, but they don't realize that they're leaving their truck in a tow-away zone.
Let me tell you, if you've spent any time in LA, you check to see where you're parked.
Amateur hour, yeah.
Harold's Team Blue is still driving around. They're trying to figure out what those musical notes mean. And Barf has each individual note on a piece of paper, and he's kind of trying to put them together to see what they spell. And he puts together this one phrase or whatever, and it spells "fagga beefy," and they all start snickering. And that's all I got to say about that.
On. Why? Oh my God, why?
But so we're gonna jump back to the brewery, and now the green football team is getting a tour of the place. And Blaylock is having to be restrained from drinking the beer right off the bottling line. It's kind of crazy. And Team Yellow,
Shirley vibes here with the.
I said the same. I was thinking the same thing. Team Yellow, they're about to get their own tour of the brewery, but that's when little bro Scott, Michael Fox, decides to slip away and to see if he can get a free beer at the bar.
This really reminds me of the Stroh's Brewery in Winston-Salem. They have another little Hofbrauhaus just like this. It was real. This is a 1-for-1 brewery tour.
I just love the trying to be edgy with that scamp Michael Fox trying to get a drink because the kids really want the beer.
Yeah. Well, we're going to jump back to the sorority girls, and they're at the carnival, and the two larger girls have gone off, missing, and the other two who are looking for them, they notice a sign at a concession stand that says "sold out," and one of them says they must have gone that way, and that made me laugh. Sorry to admit that made me laugh. But let's jump back to the brewery. Because the green football team, they're struggling, especially Blaylock. They're really struggling to get to this tour. When Blaylock decides that he's just going to jump in a large vat of beer and just sink to the bottom of it, Willy Wonka style. Augustus style, I guess I should say.
Yes. This was a very Homer Simpson moment, I feel like. This is like Duff Brewery.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, Scott's still at that bar, and he's trying to convince the bartender, a real nice bartender, by the way, with
this
cigarette.
Dude. This dude was out of another era entirely.
It's
and he didn't say anything, did he?
He didn't say a word. Yeah, he just stared at him. And he has a cigarette hanging out of the corner of his mouth.
Yeah, and
when he won't give Scott a beer, so Scott does a Lee Coltrane and leans over to get the counter to pour one for himself.
Coltrane.
The bartender catches him and blows his lid and starts blowing a whistle, which was strange. And that's when security shows up, and they throw both Scott and the yellow team out when he says, "Hey, that's my brother." And they don't throw him out of the front of the brewery. They throw him out in the loading dock, which is kind of strange.
Makes no sense. Yes.
No.
And what do you know? The next clue is seen on the side of cases of beer that are being stacked by some forklifts. And it's a picture of Leon saying, "Mr. Carson's obese male child." And they're trying to figure out what that is. And they're like, Carson, Johnny Carson? And they're like, okay, Johnny, obese male child. Oh, Johnny's Fat Boy Burgers. So that's where they're headed off to. Well, we come back to Team Blue, who still don't know where to go because of the computer fiasco. And they're driving down the road, and one of his lackeys, Milo, is like sitting there next to him, making faces at him, just driving down the road. I'm like, what's Milo's deal?
I hated this dude.
I hated him.
Severely brain damaged person.
Yeah, he's mean. He's mean to his
mean
supposed friend.
Yeah.
He's annoying. He's awful. Yeah. I mean, because meanwhile, in the back of the van, you got Barf and his other buddy Blade, who doesn't say a word. God. And they're trying to...
I couldn't get this guy because he's like I don't know, like maybe vaguely Hispanic guy who just has like a knife.
Yeah,
and never says anything.
Yeah, what is the point?
I didn't even notice him until the end.
Yeah. Like he's just always kind of there.
Yeah, he's there. But they're trying to fix the computer, but no luck. But then we're going to jump back over to the carnival where the sorority sisters have found their two larger friends at the Guess Your Weight game. And we're going to get another fat joke here because when the main girl says it's time to go, they get off the scale and the needle spins around uncontrollably. Just over and over and over. Well, I mean, this movie, there's a lot of jumping around. I mean, it's just constant. So let's go back to the Pabst Blue Ribbon Brewery where the green football team, they're looking for their buddy Blaylock who jumped in the thing of beer, and he comes out of the bottom of one of the big vats of beer that he's been swimming in.
Which how? Did he drink it all?
Weird. That was my question. Yeah, it was not clear.
I wonder if PBR was happy with this product placement.
I mean, I guess so.
I would think
signed
so.
off on it, didn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I mean, let's face it. It's not like fancy beer. It's like some of the cheapest stuff you can get.
They're like, it's the best we can get, guys. Let's go with it.
Well, let's go check in on Leon because he's having a great time with his neighbors. And speaking of beer, they're having some beer as well, all of them. And they're back there at Game Central, and they say this is better than watching television.
Ooh.
And there's another frantic knocking at the door of Leon's apartment, and it's a bunch more neighbors who also are annoyed with Leon. That is until they see Wally, Mr. Piglet Man, and his wife and mother who are sitting there having a good time. They're like, come on in, and they invite him in to have some fun. Well, we got to check in on Team Blue because they're heading down the road, and Harold is having that hankering for something sweet, and he looks back and he sees Milo has some cookies, and he's like, hey, are there any more cookies? And Milo decides to rat out his friend by saying, no, Harold, I won't give you any cookies, and that makes her upset.
Jerk.
Well, that is until they notice Adam and Team Yellow driving by the other direction, and they quickly do a U-turn to follow them. They're like, oh, we're going to follow them because maybe they know where the clue is, which is not a bad idea. Well, jumping back to the red team sorority girls, they have returned to their truck, but now they see that there's a tow truck there lifting it up on the truck. And when they ask the tow truck driver, what's going on here? He says with heavy sarcasm, why, I'm a little elf, and I'm taking the truck back to the North Pole for Santa. That made me laugh, man. His sarcasm, just the way he, like, I don't know.
It was like he hated the movie as much as we do.
I think so.
One of us.
Well, Team Blue, they followed Yellow Team over to Johnny's Big Boy Burgers. Is Johnny's Big Boy Burgers? And I know Big Boy was a burger, like a chain.
Yeah.
Was it called Johnny's Big Boy? I don't remember that part.
There was a place, it's like Johnny's Diner or something that I looked it up, and it closed sometime in this millennium, but it's still like a movie like location still. So it was a real place.
Okay. Well, as Team Yellow pulls in, then Harold's Team Blue pulls in behind him quietly, and Harold gets the idea that he's going to let all the air out of Team Yellow's non-Jeep Jeep, as well as take all the gas out, except leave them with 1 gallon. And I was like, why 1 gallon? Why not just take it all out?
Yeah, that was weird. I thought that was odd too.
It's a strange choice.
Also, how do you know? Like, how do you get that precise in your?
I guess Barf is a very precise machine as he sucks the gas out.
That's true.
Well, Harold picks up a hubcap, and he's kind of standing there, and he hears his teammates all laughing at him, and he doesn't understand why until we pull out and you get a shot of Harold standing there next to the Johnny's Fat Boy mascot, who happens to look similar to Harold, and they're holding a cheeseburger, and they all think that's hilarious. Well, Team White and Nerdy have arrived at the big boy, and all three teams are coming into the foyer there, and they notice the special of the day board, and it says Leon's special. Have a seat and look between two giant melons. Guys, immediately I knew where this was going.
Yep.
You did?
I said, kids, time for bath. Sent them away.
Oh, guys.
I mean, as if I didn't hate the movie enough before, this really pushed me over the edge.
Is like, hang a lantern on it.
Yeah.
Like, God, again, it's like the showing the people the joke over and over again. It's like, who made this movie?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if you didn't get it the first time, we're just going to keep throwing it at you. Yeah.
Robert, what did you think about this part?
Oh, I mean, I love a good melon joke. I mean, who doesn't? So my son, fruit? Even my sons, like, there was a groan from them. They're like, ugh.
All right. So yeah, they all get separate tables, and they don't understand where this is going, so they just start ordering large amounts of cantaloupe and watermelon.
The amount of fruit that they had kind of comical, I have to say.
Yeah, this place was really stocked up on.
They had a lot.
Different kinds as well.
Yeah.
For a burger place, it was alarming. Yes.
Yeah.
But the one thing they don't notice is the very large breasted waitress in front of them, who has a necklace that most likely contains the clue. It isn't until the voluptuous waitress drops some dishes and everyone turns to look and sees her cleaning it up that they see her large melons. And
what's up with this actress?
She's a robot. She's not a real person.
She's a clinker.
She's a clinker. She was giving off clinker vibes. Yes. I found her acting to be really distracting.
Like she escaped from like a Benny Hill episode.
Yes. Or like the Master Today's Special or the Master Toy Maker. I don't know. It was so strange.
Called down to central casting for the Benny Hill model.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, all the teams have the same idea when they see her and her attributes and her huge tracts of land. And they start requesting that the waitress come to their table so that they can get a better look at her necklace while also staring at her chest. They start, throwing dishes on the ground, and Harold just basically like throws every dish on the table into the floor. And as the waitress runs towards him, she slips and falls and loses her necklace, as you do. That thing that can happen.
They're just abusing this woman.
Yes.
Like everybody.
Awful.
It's terrible.
It's awful.
And she has like no reaction. I mean, she reacts and she goes, each time there's a stimulus, she responds to it, but she has no like actual human reaction to it.
No. The necklace flies off her neck and lands in the busboy's bin. And they all the teams jump on the bin and try to figure out, what this necklace says. And they see it, and it simply just says, "Hug me." Well, they're like, "Hug me? Huh?" And they all run to pay their checks. And Harold's girlfriend sees a doll of Johnny's big boy that she just has to have, saying it reminds her of Harold. But outside the restaurant on their way back, the non-Jeep team, Yellow, somehow figured out that the Hug Me stands for huge M. I think like what was the guy's name?
Flinch?
Flinch, yeah.
He's like running through every like variant.
Combo. Yeah. Which was strange, but okay. And so they're like, okay, it stands for huge M, and there's only one place in town that has a huge M. guys, of course, it's the sign at Miniature Golf World.
No, of course.
Everybody knows that.
And in their excitement, Adam and Laura almost kiss, but they don't. So it just drags on out.
Such a captivating plot line there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when
won't they? Why?
That's when Team Yellow realizes what Team Blue did to their vehicle, because they're like, oh, we have no air in our tires. And Harold drives by doing a very good Newman impression, I thought.
Yes, I felt like there's a lot of Newman vibes coming from him at times.
Yeah, and I especially liked the horn on Harold's van. It goes,
Yes.
I really like that too. Oh, gosh.
Team Yellow splits up, trying to find ways to get their vehicle up and running again. And Laura is tasked with watching Scott, but what? Scott's nowhere to be found.
Well, the Scott plot line is so ridiculous and so uninteresting.
It's so weak. Yes, I had that in my notes. Like the Scott subplot here is just done. I'm done with this. This is
unbelievably. Every plot line is so weak. Some don't exist.
Well, let's go see what the football team's up to. Yeah, the green team. They're they're coming out of Pabst Blue Ribbon just now with their very drunk friend Blaylock, who had been drinking or just consuming a large amount of alcohol. And he's crying and saying this is the happiest day of his life. And he crashes to the ground to sleep. Well, then we're going to go check in on the sorority sisters, the red team, because they're just about to have their truck towed off when, like, the one little feisty, I called her the Amy Sedaris one.
Yes. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. She attacks the tow driver, and they all hop in the truck. They drive off in the tow truck that's towing their truck, and they get out of there. And the large sorority sisters, they're in the bed of the truck doing that chipmunk thing again. And I was like, oh, I wonder if it's their war cry or something. I don't know, but
it's awful.
It's awful. Well, Scott's missing. Laura's gone to look for him, and she finds him petting a strange dog in the back of a station wagon. Scott's like, why are people so mean? They leave their pets in the cars. I mean, the window is down, dude. Chill.
It's nighttime. Come on.
Yeah. Get a grip. Laura gets onto him for disappearing, saying that it worried her and her brother Scott. But he's like, my brother doesn't care about me. He didn't even remember my birthday, which is today. I was like, that's pretty bad.
And his parents are out of town on his birthday.
The parents are out of town and his brother doesn't remember.
Man. God.
That's funny. And Laura's like, yeah, that's pretty bad. But anyways, we jump back to Adam and Flinch, who are trying to hitchhike on a street where seeming like there's like no traffic, apparently. That is until a very, very slow car approaches with two old folks in it and driving is that a 57, Robert?
It's a 57, yes.
Yeah. Bing. And the couple invite them into the car, but I would have just waited because as soon as they get into the car, it's like a bunch of like 6 or 7 other cars come flying past them. And they could have gotten a ride with any of those people.
And these people, these old drivers, like, why is everybody in this movie like brain dead? Like, these people are like the guy driving, there's something wrong with him.
Yeah. Team Blue has arrived at the Miniature Golf World and sees the Big M. But then we're going to go check in on Leon because his tenants now, it's getting crazy at Leon's because they're now starting to take bets on who's going to finish first.
Everyone's like the Sting at his place.
Yeah, they're all getting liquored up. And then that's when Ruthless Landlord Lady returns and she says, I'm kicking you out because there's complaints. And she thinks that all those neighbors are there to complain. But then they're like, no, we're having a good time. And so he gets to stay for now. Well, Adam and Flinch, they're stuck in the back seat of the old person's car. This made me laugh because they're listening to her complain. What is it? I think she said, she's like, I'm tired of making poached eggs. Yes. Other husbands like their eggs scrambled or soft boiled. And that made me laugh. I don't know why. It was just such a weird little thing to talk about. But yeah, they're like, okay, we can't handle this. But Adam's just like, he's like, oh, Flinch, I think we might as well give up. And Flinch has this sudden burst of confidence. He's like, no, and he's like, takes control of the situation, and they jump out of the car. They don't even have to roll. It's going that slow. They just kind of get out like it's a ride at Disney World, and they just keep going. And Flinch removes his dinner jacket that he's been wearing this whole time, and he steps into the middle of the road and stops a car with two girls in it. And he confidently just woos them and says, hey, I'm taking over, essentially. And he's like, let's go play the miniature golf.
Like, because he steps in front of that car and it bears down on him. It didn't look like it was over cranked or anything. But, I mean.
They probably just didn't care. They're like, sure, go for it. Just gun it.
Yeah.
I mean, another really nuanced female duo here.
Absolutely. They're like, we're not going there. We're going the other direction. And he just like steals the car, basically.
Yeah. He's like, you'll love it. And they're like, okay, cool. They don't put that much of a mind. They're like, boy, kind of thing. So at Miniature Golf World, Team Blue finds a bunch of color-coded envelopes that Leon has left for them. And in the envelopes are instructions that each team must complete a round of golf, and they can't cheat, and they can't jump to the 18th hole. They have to play the entire round. But Harold's like, let's go to the 18th hole. And his team's like, oh, you're a moron because it says not to cheat, but they do it anyways. Well, here comes the green football team. They're headed down the road. And one of them's, they think they're out of this thing. They're kind of giving each other pep talks about how losing the contest. But then Blaylock decides it's time that he's got to vomit, guys. And the meat wagon, which is what it says on the side of their VW Bug, pulls over into a parking lot and everyone jumps out. But just then, what a coincidence. The parking lot they pulled into happened to be the miniature golf parking lot.
Los Angeles is a very small town, we learned from this movie.
Yes,
true.
And the leader football player guy, he's like, all right, men, halftime's over. We're back in the game. M-E-A-T. They all do their whole meat machine thing. But here comes Adam and Flinch. They've arrived at the Miniature Golf World at the same time. And Flinch is like, got that confidence. He's found it. And so he gets the girls' numbers. And they head on inside. But at the 18th hole, Team Blue, Harold, gets a hole-in-one, and a clue pops up that said, I told you not to cheat. Now, if you want to find the clue, you have to go back and start all over. Love, Leon. P.S. You lost your ball. And that drives Harold crazy because Team Blue sees the rest of Team Yellow arrive, and they're all mad that they have to start all over again. And this time they're starting over behind a team with a family with 6 kids. And I've been there. That would drive me crazy too, being behind a family with 6 kids trying to play. All right. Anyways, this movie's a slog, guys.
Yes, it is.
So much jumping around. Because Adam is up now, and he hits his ball, or he's getting ready to hit his ball on one of the holes. And Scott's like, hey, I've played this one before, and, here's what you got to do. And he's trying to tell him exactly what to do and what not to do. But Adam, straight up pretty much tells him, just move, be quiet, get out of my way. And
shut up, kid.
And he ends up knocking the ball the wrong way because Scott was a distraction. And he blames Scott, saying, you make my life miserable. Just stay out of my way. And Laura's sitting
awful.
back.
Everybody's awful.
Yeah.
Oh, so
nobody's
terrible.
Good. Laura feels bad. She feels bad for Scott. And yeah. So there's the Scott plot line. Well, Team White and Nerdy, they're over there teeing off. And they get pushed aside by the green football team, who calls one of them Poindexter. He says, out of the way, Poindexter, we're playing through. Well, Team White and Nerdy, they try to confront them, saying, can't you got football people do anything, use your minds for anything? And that's an armpit from the football team decides to chuck their ball into the water.
Oh, boy.
Well, the green football team somehow gets all the way to hole 14 when they knock their ball through the castle gate, and the drawbridge comes up with a message that says, look at xylophones initially, 5:30 a.m. they're like, okay, well, they run back to their meat machine VW Bug, and they're laughing at everybody. And White and Nerdy, they're over there wearing chest waders, trying to look for their ball in the water.
So
it was dumb. But the meat machine just pulls through a bunch of trash and exits the parking lot. Just as the red team sorority sisters arrive, who see them, they're like, oh, okay, we're just going to follow them. So they do a U-turn and follow them. Well, Team Yellow has now figured out what Leon's message says, and Laura somehow just knows, hey, that must mean we must go to LAX airport.
Yeah.
I love how he's like, LAX is the initials for the Los Angeles International Airport.
It's like a Nicolas Cage line.
Yes.
National Treasure.
Yeah, and they're like worried. They're like saying, well, what's the 5:30 mean? They're like, I don't know. We'll figure it out later. And they take off, and they quickly run out of gas because Harold had drained the gas earlier. And speaking of Harold, he drives by again one more time, gives another big laugh, Newman laugh, hits that hilarious horn. And the sound of that horn means the end of Act 2.
While walking down the street, I never thought we'd meet, the way we did last summer, you and I. You said it's been a while, you couldn't help but smile, and ask me if tonight I might come by. I don't know why I came, things never are the same. I may still love you so, but I think I better go.
At LAX, the team has they arrive. Green team is still looking at their clue through. They're doing this thing where he looks at his clues through the windshield. Like he holds his hand out of the car, and did you guys notice that? Yeah,
Yeah, I noticed it. Yeah.
Yeah, like he would put the clue in front of the windshield.
Oh,
out
yeah.
in the wind, which was a weird take, but nevertheless, the white team pulls up and sees a 5:30 a.m. sign for information, realizing it's a radio tuning clue on the note. Leon breaks in on the info channel as they tune in and says the clue can be found in Terminal 3. And they enter and are met with a group of religious zealots with tambourines and pamphlets. Okay, so
Hare Krishnas.
We're turning into airplane now.
Exactly.
Right.
The point is, so,
Yeah.
like, I mean, is this a thing at LAX in the early 80s, late 70s?
I mean, I'm
'Cause
sure it
Airplane
is.
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure it
because Airplane
was.
leaned into it hard.
Because it's in everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Also, I
they're-
want to say, this is about this time. This movie should be wrapping up at this point.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
This movie was like 2 hours long, which is way
Yeah.
too long.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need about 30 to 45 minutes shorter.
So there's this bizarre standoff, and with the white team, and they force their literature on one of the nerds as he tosses it into the trash can, and then and when it's in the trash can, there's a picture of a Leon on the front of looking like a cult leader.
Which I'm saying at this point, they should have figured out that maybe this is a clue that these guys are giving us. Because these guys were clearly not like real, like Hare Krishna people. They were clearly just a bunch of dudes. It was like, you would have figured out maybe this is something to do with our thing. But no.
So the Hare Krishnas inform Leon via telephone that the white team came through, but the others haven't made it. And as they're talking on the phone, the other teams go running past. As the other team comes in, they split up. Adam and Laura are off in the gift shop. And this dumb plot line of Adam not caring about Scott is played out.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Hare Krishnas are trying to get the blue team to take their track, and they finally realize it's the clue, and I mean, which is exhausting. And that, as we pointed out, they should have, I mean, come on, guys, you should have picked up on this. The next clue is the airport locker, and they go sprinting, and we get this weird repetitive shot of them opening each locker and taking out their clue. And every team does it. I mean, why not just do a wide shot? Because this would have sped up the movie a little bit more. and maybe not made it 2 hours, but we get every team gets a shot of them opening the locker and getting their box out. In the van, the clue has a picture of a chair, an E, a safety pin, and a ball. And one of the idiots says it reads Cherry Point, but that doesn't account for the ball.
I think we have to watch each one discern.
Yes.
It takes so long.
I also want to say, not that it matters at all at this point, at all. But did you notice that after the first stop, no one ever called in to Leon? Because you're supposed to call in to Leon.
Right.
Yeah. And they never do. So, like, he must have a vast network of informants across the entire city telling him what's happening.
They had a bunch of dimes that we just didn't see, and they made a lot of calls.
Could be.
So the yellow team figures out that it reads Pinball City, of course. They take off to a pinball arcade. That's kind of cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Like
Pinball City is awesome.
I'd be all over this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the mini golf place was pretty awesome too.
Yeah, mini golf was good.
All right.
And look who's behind the counter. It's Mr. Paul Rubens.
Hey, people.
I was so excited. It was like being in a desert and there's like a glass of water just sitting there.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the pinball. Of course, he'd be working at the coolest spot.
They have one of those like Zoltar games with the mannequin inside of a glass housing who happens to be a bearded lady in this iteration. The game spits out a clue that says they have to beat the Starfighter game.
I thought it was dressed up to look like Leon. That was
It was because it was Madame Leona.
Yeah.
I see.
Leon.
So the game that they have to beat is basically them fighting TIE fighters.
This was a real game.
That's why I looked it up and I was like, wow, yeah.
I thought no way it was, but then the more they showed it, I was like, they didn't just make this for the movie.
But it was clearly a ripoff of Star Wars. And so
definitely a ripoff of Star Wars.
How did they get away with that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was real. Yeah.
Same font of Star Wars and everything.
So Marvin asks Pee Wee Herman, dressed as a cowboy, for change, and he pulls a gun out and shoots a wad of like $10 worth of quarters into his hand.
I love this. Like, I want to order a gun.
I know. That's awesome.
Blue team's still trying to figure out the clue and are driving around as Harold's special lady friend whines. Lots of whining from his special lady friend.
So much.
Scott is watching his brother struggle as Starfighter, and he says he could win that game in one try. Of course, Adam is dunking on his brother and not allowing him to play. Scott gets his chance and of course wins. And a video clue plays with Leon saying that they have to go to the Bonaventure Hotel. But oh no, Adam didn't give Scott any credit. And Scott's sad. He's so sad. And he runs off. Adam is done. He said, I'm not going to go dealing with my brother anymore. Yellow team's mad that Adam doesn't care. And why are we doing this? Why is this a plot? Again.
Where's he going in the middle of the night in like LA?
Well, apparently it's not the middle of the night anymore.
Empty strip malls.
It's like morning. As soon as they go outside, it's morning or whatever.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
I think it's still dark here, I thought.
I know, but it's like jumps. It goes from like dark.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah. So the other team beats the game and gets the clue. The green team decides to try and block the red team from leaving, and a fight breaks out, and they're throwing cheap arcade prizes.
Yeah. Pee-wee deserves better than that.
He's off brooding at a bus bench and comes across the blue team and tells them where the finish line is. He knows the final clue. So back at game control, the super shows up with the mean old lady, and she's got the cops ready to arrest Leon. Leon bonds with the cop over his police scanner, and the cop is intrigued by this game. Guys, it's just a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
He didn't invent the wheel here.
Man.
He did not invent the wheel. It's a scavenger. Hey, let's put a scavenger hunt in the middle of the night. Oh, wow, it's amazing.
Well, Leon's got a charisma that is deeper than any scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
It's got
That's true.
Again, that's the person that the movie should have been about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it should be more about Leon.
This cop is excited about this radio, though.
Yes,
is that a Model 822D or whatever? Yeah, I used to use one of those in the cop car.
Scott's in the blue van getting interrogated while the yellow team rides around looking for him. So Flounder says he'll let Scott drive the van if he'll tell him where the finish line is. So I'm confused because I thought Scott was going to tell them where it is, but then he gets in the van and decides he's not going to tell them where.
Yeah, it's like he gets cold feet, like, or because they're so creepy or something.
I guess I don't know. They didn't explain that. It just sort of, yeah. Anyway, so he tells them where it is after Flounder threatens him, and none of this matters anymore, and because they toss him out the back in the van and Adam pulls up. We get some sappy string music. Scott hugs Adam and everything's better now. Yay, they bonded.
That's all it took.
I got out of a car that was moving too.
As the white team arrives at the arcade, the fight's still going on and they join the fray after the Starfighter game is destroyed. The green team leaves and happens to destroy the red team's Datsun. Which, by the way, I had a toy of that exact car as a child. It had the jump out, seats in the back, and I thought
was
it was
branded to Midnight Madness.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was a Midnight Madness branded toy.
Like monster trucks have big names on Saint names on the side.
Yeah.
That one just says Midnight Madness on that one.
So Lucille continues to be unbearably whiny over her stuffed animal falling out of the car when they toss Scott out the back. So back at at Leon's apartment, the cops decide to arrest the super. And then we jump back to the white team and the red team fighting in the parking lot over, I don't know what really. And they finally agree to let the women ride on their mopeds as a solution.
It's the sorority girls and the nerds all of a sudden like look at each other and they're like, oh, we like each other.
Mm-hmm. They have a moment.
Yeah. So that's what they do.
I'm just at this point I'm not reading into the context anymore. I'm just trying to survive. Leon and everyone decide to go to the hotel for the big finish. Suddenly the sun is up and it looks like it's 11 a.m. and not midnight anymore.
I wondered about that.
All the teams are cruising to the hotel at dusk. Because now it's dusk. It's not midnight anymore. So the teams are out riding around and it's dusk. Leon arrives with his crew and it's mid-afternoon again. So we keep getting these time jumps, which I guess left me thinking that the only time they could get into the hotel was like middle of afternoon to shoot this thing. So they had to like just deal with it.
It was noticeable, yeah.
Yeah. So Leon checks everyone into the hotel. They all pile into this room.
I loved you saw who the clerk was, the hotel clerk.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, Marvin Kaplan. He was a big name. Well, not big name, but he was Henry on Alice for all those years.
He was in a ton of stuff.
He was in a lot of things.
Recognizable dude.
Yeah.
I will say that this hotel, I've been to this hotel not as a guest, but some friends and I went there. I don't even remember why. And it is an awesome hotel. It is so cool. It's like something from like Star Trek or something, but of course this movie being horrible doesn't really get across like how awesome it is. There are a couple of interesting shots, but it's a really like amazing like city of the future kind of hotel. I was stoked to see it.
So the green team arrives and starts destroying the lobby looking for clues while the front desk attendant tells security who's cleaning his gun, and he looks he looked like Brian Bosworth, the football player.
This guy had a vibe.
The Boz.
Yeah, he looked
He
like
was
the
like
Boz.
a Blues Brothers escapee. It was like somebody who would have been like chased after the Blues Brothers or something.
So, yeah, he just had a beard and wore like mirror glasses and had a cigar hanging out of his mouth. And so security calls for a code 6, and a team of brown shirts show up, and they start tossing out the teams. They sneak back in through the employee entrance, and the nerds pose as bellhops and drag a guest into the elevator and needlessly rough her up, while the girls pose as maids. Security gives chase. Blue team joins now. We get lots of pointless chase shots as people are running around as the camera tracks them. And like Michael said, there's lots of like ramps and
Yeah, it's like crazy. There are like stairways and ramps and like elevators and like these, like it's a multi level like space inside. So I would imagine there's lots of room for shenanigans if you were making a good movie.
So Leon has the hotel page Mr. Game Players to pick up a courtesy phone, and he tells them to look in the pool area, and he means it expressly. The old lady super is there. Oh yeah, I forgot that the cops didn't want to miss out on the fun. They drag her along instead of taking her in and booking her. So she's there in the room with everybody else. And she's cuffed, and she calls down to the security and tells them what's up by using her nose to dial the phone, and it's hilarious.
So funny.
So out in the pool, the yellow team is wandering around and realize he meant the express elevator, obviously. The jocks toss the other team in the pool for no reason. The yellow team is in the elevator.
Reason.
And see the chairs spell out room 2704. So we get this weird shot of a janitor vacuuming and the doors to the elevator open, and they just stare at each other, and then the doors close and they go back down.
I'll say this hotel has a rotating restaurant at the top, which I think is probably why we went. And that's what the express elevator takes you up to, the rotating restaurant. That's pretty sweet.
Interesting.
Like the Sundial in Atlanta.
Yeah, very nice.
You ever been?
Very nice.
Those are not very many of those left.
No, not
They were there were a lot of them at the time.
Yes. So blue team stops the elevator, and they set off up the stairs. So the blue team found the control panel for the elevators and made them stop. So who's going to get there first? It's a race to the finish. So exciting. Can't wait. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
Marvin thinks he can unlock the override switch because they're stuck in the elevator, and he uses Scott's retainer to pick the lock.
You can't override not having power. That's not a thing, but whatever.
So blue team is dragging up the stairs, and it's going to be a race to the finish. Like I said, who's going to get there first? Both arrive at the same time, and Flounder grabs a fire hose. And there's a face-off there in the elevators. Right as the water comes out, Adam uses the retainer to unlock the elevator that the security guards are trapped in. They storm in and get hosed as the yellow team makes their escape. They have a big catered affair, and the teams celebrate as Leon gives a speech right as security drags Flounder and the blue team by. Flounder starts gorging himself as his special lady friend whines about his diet, and he smacks her into the pool or fountain.
Some fun violence against women to close out the movie.
Yes.
Just for fun.
Just for fun. Adam kisses Laura, and everyone cheers, and the disco song plays, and we mercifully put this one to rest.
Man, I didn't think they were going to kiss, guys.
I know.
I'm glad they wrapped that one up.
They kissed.
They did.
I love how Flounder like punches his girlfriend into the fountain, and everybody's like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
And then he like goes on a Liberty Square-esque Clinkers buffet run.
Yes.
Jeez, man. What the heck?
What a
The
movie.
eating.
The eating.
I did not think that was a very good movie.
Well, I mean, I went in not thinking it was going to be very good. That wasn't. I guess I was disappointed, but I knew I was going to be disappointed. So,
Phew. We did it.
but it was requested, so we Evidently, there's,
and
like I said, there's lots of information out there about it. I mean, they keep calling it a cult classic, but I can't imagine it. I mean, I've never heard of it being a cult.
What demented cult is
watching
that?
This?
I did want those shirts though, like the game control or whatever.
Yes.
Find them in our store. Yeah.
All right. Well, we should rate this puppy using our signature rating system. I have a feeling this isn't going to reflect the true badness of the movie that it is compared to some other ones, but we'll find out. What's our scale for tonight, Robert?
Well, it was one of the most intriguing plot lines of the whole movie was Michael J. Fox and his brooding. So brooding Michael J. Foxes.
Okay. So on the scale
brooding fox, how's that?
1 to 5 brooding J. Foxes. Andy, plot and writing, what are you going to give this one?
Well, this is a stupid movie. And the plot's not very good. None of it makes sense. It's not, there's a few moments here and there that keeps it from being a 1. So I'm going to go with a 2.
Okay. Robert?
I'm going to have to go give it a 1. I mean, like I said, there was really only 2 moments that I laughed. There are other parts of this movie I think that are better, but the writing was not the one. So it's a 1 for me.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree because I found it pretty incomprehensible. I thought the setup of this could be a really good movie.
Yes.
The idea of the movie, the pitch of the movie, I liked, and the whole time I was like, well, this is better than a 1 because it's a good idea for a movie and it could be really good. But the longer it went on, and the less it made sense, and the end, it's like, woof, 1 for me. Michael, what about you?
Yeah, it's going to be a 1 for me too. I agree that the premise could have been more than that, but it's not.
Casting and acting. I'll start with Michael.
It's going to be a 1 for me.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody was. Everybody, and again, it's the AI thing. It's like there's no relation to actual human behavior in this movie at all. And then you've got just like the giggling and the and it's rough.
I will agree with that again. So I'll stick with the 1 there, and we'll go to Robert.
Yeah, there's at one point I think in the first act I asked myself how much more can I take of the giggling, because that I don't know why that just made me uncomfortable. And but yeah, it's like, I mean, but Jeff, you're right. It was AI. It was like if AI wrote a movie about, they said make Animal House, and
with Mad World and something else.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a 1 for me.
Andy?
Yeah, it's not good, guys. The acting. I mean, I guess I'll go back to the cast. When I think of the casting, I didn't think the casting was all that bad. I mean, I thought everybody, did good. I mean, Floundered, I thought was a great, protagonist, I guess you'd say, or antagonist. Michael J. Fox's first, I think it's his first movie, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So to go on, I mean, you got little, character actors showing up here and there. So they didn't have a lot to work with. But I'm not gonna go all the way to a 1. I'm gonna keep it at a 2. It's a low 2, but I'm gonna go with a 2.
I could see
it's crazy.
I see that for the cast.
I can see it for sure. Yeah.
With Michael J. Fox, it's crazy that 4 years later, he's in Back to the Future.
That is really nuts to me.
And he's 19 here, like playing
way.
like a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in Back to the Future, he's like 24 playing a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy.
Production value, I'll start this one off. I'm going to give it a 3. I thought that, all the location stuff was cool. And I was impressed. And I thought that, I don't know. I think the design of like them having colors to their teams is I like that. I thought that was a nice little thing. And the game board. I don't know. There was enough there that I thought it was fine. That was not my biggest gripe. So, Michael.
Yeah, I agree with you. As I was watching, I'm always thinking of what am I going to rate this when it's over? And it's such a bad movie, but I kept thinking, I was like, it annoys me that I'm going to have to give it a good score for production value, because they did go out and, I mean, they filmed around the city in some interesting locations. Even if they didn't like really capture them in an interesting way, they were there. So I'll give it a 3. Yeah.
Robert?
I'm going to give it a 2. I mean, the locations were probably the only thing that I thought was good. That and maybe the opening song. I guess the cars were okay. But yeah, it wasn't enough to push it up to a 3 for me.
Andy?
I'm going to join Jeff. I'm going to give it a 3. I agreed. I thought there was enough stuff there that it's one thing we haven't mentioned, which is there was music throughout this entire movie.
Yeah. Underscore for sure.
And they used it generously. And I thought there were times I was like, this is nice. Like there's been better movies that did not use music as well as this movie did. And so I'd still think though, this movie was way too long. And so
way too long.
Editing should have got this thing down to much shorter. So, but yeah, it's enough for me to give it a 3.
Okay, we're going to stick with you for entertainment value. What do you give that?
I'm going to shock you guys. I'm going to give this a 3.
Wow.
I mildly enjoyed this movie. As bad as it was, it's one of those I can't explain that I enjoyed it. Like it reminds me of that era, that Fast Time at Ridgemont, the Revenge of the Nerds, the Porkies, that early 80s era. And to me, I could see those other movies pointing back to this movie, saying it was The Godfather that started that teen movie style.
You're not wrong. I don't think you're wrong at all.
And so, I mean, for all its problems, there was enough to keep me hooked. And so it's a low 3, but I'm going to give it a 3.
Yeah, I thought about giving it a 3 as well, because I mean, I always think about rewatchability, and that is very low on this one. But
yep,
it was just such a train wreck. I was entertained, but as it went on, I got more annoyed than entertained, and it took over. So I'm going to give it a 2, but I thought about a 3 for sure. Robert, what about you?
I stayed pretty engaged with it through the first and second act when I watched it with my kids.
Yeah,
I watched it a second at a time to do my notes. But by the time I got to the third act, I was just, just looking at my computer, looking at my phone, and I'm not paying attention. And then when I watched it, closely the second time, again, I was just like, "Oh, golly, this third act is so slow and bad," and because I was ready to give it a 3 as well, but it's going to be a 2 for me.
And Michael, we will let you have the last word.
It's a tough one because I see what y'all are saying, and there's always a question about like, can a bad movie be entertaining, and can there be enough about it? Like Jeff said, a train wreck that makes you, or like a vibe, like Andy's saying, there's just a general vibe to it. And I can see all that in this, but it just goes on way too long. It just outstays its welcome. And there's so much like weird and gross in it that really puts me off. Like the giggling and the duh and the melons and the like this and the that. In the interest of averages, I'm going to give it a 1, but I think that's, I don't know, but I'm going to do that just for average sake. Game the system.
All right. Well, let's plug this one into the computer that wore tennis shoes. Robert, what did Midnight Madness get?
Well, I went in thinking this thing may had a shot at dethroning our bottom feeder. But I think when the Pat's Blue Ribbon came on, I was like, no, this isn't going to be the one to do it. But it is at the bottom, or near the bottom. And it came in with a 1.81 brooding foxes, which actually puts it at just below, it's a tie with Down and Out in Beverly Hills, right below the Mighty Ducks. Mm-hmm. And just above, but with 1/100th of a point, Boatniks.
Okay. So pretty down there.
Yes.
I think it's
fair.
I agree,
like compared to like the King Arthur's or Court, Unidentified Flying Eyeball or whatever. Like that was way more boring, I think, than this for sure.
Yeah. Well,
it's the like 7th worst movie we've reviewed.
I believe that. This movie had more ambition, despite it was written by an automaton or something. I don't know. I still don't understand, but somebody with no empathy at all. But
so while we look at the bottom feeders here, Gus is certainly down there. I was researching movies for next season and looking at top box offices, and Gus was the top box office Disney movie of that year.
Really?
Yes, which blew my mind. So
I love the animal antics.
I guess people wanted to go see it. Yeah.
Big Dick Butkus fans out there.
We have said what we have to say about this. Michael, I'm interested to know what Leonard Maltin had to say about this.
Me too.
Well, I had to laugh because we've got a first for this podcast. We have picked a movie that Leonard Maltin did review in his movie guide, but does not give it a star rating. Rates it instead in all capital letters, bomb.
Like in a good way?
Like the bomb?
Yeah, this movie's the bomb.
It's the bomb.
Not 1 star, not 2 star, not 3 stars, or 4 or 5, but bomb. And it describes it as an idiotic comedy about college students participating in an all-night scavenger hunt. Nothing to stay up for unless you want to see Michael J. Fox in his feature film debut. So Maltin actively hostile towards the
rare Maltin like roast.
I know. I need to look. I should have looked up like Ebert. Ebert probably loved it.
He probably loved it. Yeah,
he's like, there's a scene with melons. It's hilarious.
Yeah, there are lots of great melons in this. I think you're right, Andy. I think your assessment that this is sort of like the beginning of the 80s movies with the nerds.
Yeah, I could see that.
And that we saw this movie crawled so that.
Yeah. Well, that just about wraps up Midnight Madness. And you listeners who requested that, there you go. There it is. Do you have other movies that are terrible you want us to watch? Robert, how would they let you know about that?
Well, they can find us over at info@medfieldfilm.com, and I'm expected to see some emails from this. We better get some emails from this one.
Well, you better email.
Because lots of people are requesting it. And as I was telling at the top of the show before we started recording that, even in the several years ago in our Apple podcast reviews, somebody said we should do this one. So, I mean, and they can find us at Medfield Film on the various social media platforms that we still occupy. And people have requested the next movie we're going to do. It was a request early in the process. We had somebody suggest The Last Flight of Noah's Ark.
Okay. And that's one I don't think I've seen.
I have not seen it either.
Oh. All right.
So a rare gem here where all 4 of us have not seen it.
Well, Andy didn't weigh in.
I don't think I have to at this point.
Yeah, I made the assumption Andy hadn't seen it.
Well, we thank you all for listening. If you're still listening at this point, congratulations. I hope you didn't have to watch Midnight Madness to enjoy this. And join us next time for another episode of the Medfield College Film Society. So long. Okay, great, everybody. Good job. Good episode tonight.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was all right.
Anyway, let's get together in a few weeks. I'll see you all then.
All right. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
All right. Okay. Got my keys. Great. Ooh, let's get out of here. Ooh, it's cold outside. That movie was so bad. All these movies, they're just, I don't know. Just so dang bad. I can't even believe anyone could make this kind of stuff up. It's just, gosh, it's cold outside. I can see my freaking breath. I mean, hey, did someone call my name?
Andy, over here. It's me. It's Ron Miller.
Yeah, Michael. Robert. Whoever it is. Come on. Hey, give it up. It's cold out here.
Okay, I'll prove it just for a moment. I'll turn on my Force Ghost.
Wow. Ron Miller. Hey, how did you do that? Hey, keep that Force Ghost on.
I can't do it for long, and I can't even talk too long. It takes a lot of energy, and I'm very tired. Andy, I need to tell you something.
Okay, go on.
I need to tell you why I made the movies I did. There is more than you can imagine why I made these movies the way I did, and I need to tell you.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah, Robert.
I wanted to wrap up a little bit about season 8. I got some great ideas about the new lineup. Some things that could really make this season pop. And
Robert, I'm tired. I mean, it's cold. Can we just talk about this on another day?
Yeah, I guess. Sure. Yeah, have a good night.
All right, man. I'll see you.
Andy, I need to tell you the secret of the movies. It could help with what's going on in the country if you only knew why I made them. You must know.
Oh, okay, tell me.
Andy,
Andy, I'm losing my power. Tell Robert to go away.
Robert, go away.
Andy, I just need to talk over these new Todd spots.
Not now, Robert.
Andy, this could save the country if you only knew why I made the movies the way I did.
Why is it so cold? Anyway, I've been thinking we need to come up with some punch next year for these Todd spots. I mean, Todd does make you look good, but could we talk about why he makes you look good or where he makes you look good? I don't know. I just can't quite figure it out.
Robert, we talk about his branding. We talk about the logos. We talk about the custom graphics made to order to every individual needs. We talk about bindandgraphics.com and 1-800-BINDAN, BYDAND. And we mention he does our graphics on every episode and that he makes you look good. Do people want to look bad? No, they want to look good.
Well, I guess you're right. Okay, well, just keep doing it that way. Good night.
Jeez. All right, good night. Now, Ron? Ron, I'm ready to hear the secret. Why did you make all these movies? And how will me knowing it help me save the country?
I'd love to tell you, but your friend took too long talking. I'm just too tired, and it's just too Todd.
Damn.
That's Bindin' Graphics. Call Todd today.
Proud are we of mighty Redfield, alma mater dear. All your sons and daughters hail to thee, Redfield College of Technology. And while we hold your banner high, rock, rock, we shout your praises to the sky, rock, rock. For proud are we of mighty Redfield,